Hello, welcome back to my show, Pakatan Season. I'm your host, King Pakatan, and today's episode is about top 5 ways to make extra money as a bouncer. Trust me, it's Christmas time, holiday time. We all need extra money. We all got family or friends who like a little gift from us. Well, a significant other at least. Or if not, it's good to save money once in a blue. But before I tell you all this, please do me a favor. Please do me one favor. Just like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. But please share. I'm trying to grow over here. You know, sharing is caring. I care about all of y'all. But with no further hesitation, let's get into it. Now, I've been working as a bouncer for nearly 20 years now, off and on, doing different levels. Not only bouncing, talking about bodyguard, also done some mercenary type work, and everything in between that. But for the most part, I've been doing protection my whole adult life. And I learned a lot of little tricks, how to make extra money. And it can definitely help you. We all need extra money. Especially when you got like a certain cap of money you can make in a certain industry, like in security, there's a certain cap you can make. It's not like you're gonna make $500 an hour. You could if you get a client that's willing to pay that and you got the credentials. And really, in reality, it's too much competition now. Nobody want to pay top dollar no more. So basically, working at a certain locations, paying as much as being a secondary protection specialist. So with that being said, we all need extra money. The number one way I learned how to make money in a strip club or in a nightclub, the best way to do it is get cool with valet, right? Or get cool with manager, but especially valet. So valet, they gotta park their vehicle. If they don't park no vehicles, they don't make no money. So what I would do is I will buy the parking spot from the valet. But I'm taking a gamble also, because at that night, if nobody comes, I bought the valet spots for nothing. But also, usually that never happens. So, it's a gamble, but honestly, if you're buying it on a Friday and a Saturday, more than likely, you're going to triple, quadruple your money, even make 10 folds the money. I'm not lying, that happened with me before, I'm not BSing you. So you might want to get cool with the valet people, buy the parking spots from them. Because think about it, a parking spot, what they'll do with a parking spot, somebody will come, they'll sell it to them, the spot, and then when they leave, they resell it. But what I'll do is I'll buy that spot for the whole day. So if I tell them they told me $40, I'm giving them the $40. If the person left and somebody else comes, that's my spot, that's my money, But you gotta be nice with the person. You can't try to beat them in the head too much. You gotta let them know, it's a benefit for both of you. Because I bet you there's nights that you bought the parking spots and still, you ain't make no money. They got the money. They're not gonna give you the money back. So it's like a gamble, but they understand that. And it's a very good way because it's honest. You're not stealing from nobody. You're telling people the truth. You're not breaking no rules. Just let it talk to management or owners to make sure it's okay. Now, the number two best way to make extra money as a bouncer or as a security guard in a nightclub is by buying liquor at happy hour. So, at happy hour, you can buy a bottle for approximately, I would say, $75 to $80. And then after that, it goes to, I would say, $300 to $400. So, think about it. $75, you can quadruple your money. You buy it for $75, you sell it for $300. But before you do that, also you gotta talk with management. You don't want no problem with these people trying to, fire you because they think you're doing something illegal or they think you're stealing. So once you talk with management, let them know, hey, listen, I'm buying these bottles now, and I'm buying it for a friend. They come in later. I'm buying it at this price, and I'm gonna give it to them. So they understand more or less what's going on. More 9 out of 10 times, if they're a cool person, they understand and they know you're not stealing, you're actually negotiating. Because what happens if later on that night nobody comes or something happens where they shut down the club? Now you stuck with those bottles. You know what I'm saying? What you going to do? Take them home or leave them there? What you going to do? Drink 10 bottles yourself? So it's a gamble too. But for the most part, those bottles always sell. Especially if you're buying it at 75 and the bottle's going for 300 and you see it's a slow night, somebody want to bottle or whatever. You sell it for $2. You know, they saving money and you making money. So it's a win-win for both of y'all. For the most part, like, you know, some clubs will have a problem with that. Some establishments definitely have a problem with that, but for the most part, I haven't had a problem with that. As long as you talk with management or owners and let them know what you're doing, and you're talking to them as a business person. You're not talking to them as a child, and you're not talking like a scam artist. You're being direct with them. You know, that usually works for me. And trust me, there have been times that happened, and the club will buy bottles back from me because they ran out, and nights that they thought nothing was going to happen. So that's a really good one right there. Now, number 3, the top third one is, guess what? If a person look grown, right? And the person don't have no ID, and it's a mandatory ID thing, then you gotta enter that club. Now you gotta do an executive decision, right? Should you let them in or not? For the most part, if the person looks like they're 50 years old and they look like a delinquent and they look well dressed, why not? Make that money. Why not? Some people might get offended about that. I won't do that with everybody. But if the person is very persistent about entering the place and they're willing to offer me the money and I feel like it's not a setup, I will go for it. Why not? Especially, you know, I'm a good sense of character for the most part. So if I see that a person is grown and they're trying to have a good time, why would I try to take that away from them? That is not fair. I don't see that as being fair for the simple fact that everybody's trying to have a good time. So let them in. You know, give you a little $40, $20, take it, put it in your pocket, a little lunch money. You know, now if the person is ignorant or belligerent, you know, just let them be. Don't even deal with it. Tell them there's another location they can go to. You can refuse business to anybody you like. But for the most part, you could definitely make money like that, especially if the person is in their 40s or 50s. They already know how the game works. And for the most part, anytime a person doesn't want to give me ID, it's because in reality, they never had it on them or they left it in the vehicle. So, you know, instead of walking to their vehicle, they'll prefer giving me a 20 and be like, you know what, here's 20. You know, but don't try to harass the clients either because, you know, you got to remember, if no clients, you won't have no job. So, you know, play smart. But you can definitely make a lot of money like that. You know what I'm saying? And the 4th best way to make money in a club as a bouncer, number 4, is dress code. Every spot got a dress code. Any proper spot, at least, any proper establishment. You know, they'll tell you about shoes, they'll tell you about hats, they'll tell you about, you know, even hoodies and all that. For the most part, you know, I'm pretty strict with dress code. But if the person is decent, right, and let's say they wear sneakers, they're not supposed to wear it, right? And the sneakers are black and they blend in, I might let them slide as long as they're willing to help me. You know, one hand washes the other. But if the person is like wearing a sweatsuit and it's supposed to be a suit and tie kind of location, I don't give a damn if they offer me $1 million, they're not coming in. But if it's only like something simple, like, you know, oh, they got some not slippers. I would never do that neither because, you know, that's a liability. Somebody can break your toes. But let's say, for example, they wear sneakers, like I said, or they're wearing a t-shirt and you're supposed to wear a button-down shirt. But the shirt look kind of decent. It's brand new black tee. I might let you slide. You know, as long as you look out for me, I look out for you. There's nothing wrong with that. Most managements will have no problem with that. You know, and besides that, if you look at 100 people one day and they all pass through you, trust me, there's no way on earth all 100 of them gonna have the proper attire. There's no way on earth. Somebody's gonna pass by you that you ain't noticed something. It happens. So even if management see that, they understand we are human beings. And once they in there spending money, I doubt the management or the owner would say you kick them out. So that, you know, because that could be a scene. You kick them out after they, you know, greased you, gave you a little money, and sure, you could lose your job if that person make a scene. But for the most part, the management will be cool with that, especially if you talk with them and, you know, you have a good relationship. The best thing with this, for this thing to work, you gotta have a good relationship with your managers and the owner at least. Let them know who you are. Let them know you're an asset to the company. You know, let them know the pros that with you before they look at only the cons. So, you know, once you have this thing down pat with the dress code thing, it's second nature. You know, you're going to say, oh man, that's a 20 right there. They're wearing sneakers. Oh man, they got a hoodie on. They can't wear that. And it's kind of chilly. They don't want to take it off. Let me make this little 20 real quick. Then when they come to you, like, oh no, I didn't notice that. You know, that person was cold. They said they were diabetic. You make something up that sounds reasonable. You know what I'm saying? A lot of, it's lying, but it's not really lying. You know what I'm saying. Moving forward. Now, the number 5, it's actually should have been, a little higher in the list because it's pretty good. And this is 100% legit. You didn't even got to tell nobody about this. You can do this on your own. And the best way to do this, man, is very easy. Number 5, buy items that will sell at your job before going to work. For example, lighters. People always need a lighter. People always want a cigar to wrap up. They want to, whatever they want to wrap. People always want cigarettes. You never seen a person drinking, they fiending for a cigarette. A person will give you $10 for a cigarette at that moment. I promise you. Rolling papers also. People make their own cigarettes and their own different kind of cigarettes. Also sells really good, and people don't know, gum. People always need gum when they leave in those establishments. More than likely, they're going to drive or they're going to go see their significant other, and they don't want people spilling alcohol on them. So that will be a great little come up of that, just off of gum alone. Also, it's a good come up is bottles of water. Yes, they sell bottles of water inside the establishment, but once they're outside and they're about to jump in their car, they're not going to go back in there for a bottle of water. And if you have it there accessible for sale, trust me, you're going to make that sale. And if you sell it for $5, they'll give it to you anyway. It doesn't matter. You buy a case of water, 24 waters for, let's say, $4 or $5. You sell them each for $2. You're still making $48 off it, right? You only spend $5. But in reality, more than likely, people will give you a $5 for a bottle of water. So 5 by 24. What we going to be talking about? We're talking about $120 that you made off of $5. That's a good come up. You make more money off of that than selling drugs. I promise you. Another thing is, like I told you, those cigarettes you sell them for, even if you sell it for $2 each and you buy a quarter for $15, that's still $40. You make a $25 profit. Trust me, you cannot go wrong. Even with the rolling paper, you buy rolling paper, they call it $2? You can sell each sheet for $1. And they bring like 20 sheets. So much money you make in there. You make it $20, you make it what? You 10 folds your money? You can't go wrong. You follow these steps right here, besides the money you make from your club or your establishment you work at, you will stack up money with this. As a matter of fact, following these rules before, I actually stacked up money and didn't even touch my paychecks for months. This thing is very efficient. It's very accurate. Just like I told you, follow it to a T. Be respectful. Let the manager know what you're up to. And even though you don't let them know all the details, at least more or less let them know what you're doing. So at least you can cover your ass at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? If you have any other questions about this, I got other ways to make money like this. This is only my top 5, but trust me, I got a lot more other ways. You want another episode like this, let me know. Write in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to make another episode for y'all. I love making this for y'all. As a matter of fact, if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be making it. Y'all making me feel so happy and special. And y'all are special to me. Please do me a favor, folks. Please hit that like button. Also, can you please share? Hit the notification button. And, don't be afraid to hit a comment. I will write back as soon as possible. Once again, this is the Pakatan Season Show. I'm King Pakatan, reporting live from anywhere you want me to be at. You heard? Pakatan over and out.